Maori All Blacks beat Samoa 38 points to 21. Interesting game, pretty messy at the start, to be honest. There was not a lot happening for the first kind of 20 odd minutes. It was a bit scrappy, neither side able to convert. There's a couple of penalty tries in this one, which is not something you don't usually see. Not something you don't usually see. Not something you usually see. And to be honest, I reckon Manu Samoa give themselves a pretty good account of this. I mean, as Michael Ala'alatoa just said in the wrap-up, they're playing against a Māori All Blacks side full of Super Rugby caliber guys, and they've just come off a full season of Super Rugby, Trans-Tasman and Aotearoa. Not all the Samoan guys are technically on paper up to that level, but man, like the difference on the field wasn't that much if you take into account Manu Samoa spent 20 minutes with a man down, 2 yellow cards, and then had 2 penalty tries against them. So, yeah, we'll go through some of the key events, some of the stats, and yeah, you guys can let me know your thoughts on how this game went. It is the curtain raiser for the All Blacks and Tonga, which is on next. Hopefully that game can equally be as, I don't want to say surprising, but I think this game was supposed to be more one-sided for the Māori All Blacks. I know 38-21 is still pretty comfortable. But yeah, in the scheme of things, I feel like it could have been more comprehensive. Samoa stopped the first line-out drive from the Māori All Blacks, which was going to be important because that's a key weapon for the Māori All Blacks, as they proved last week. The set piece was just such a weapon for them. It was messy, as I mentioned, both sides early. Samoa's line-out was not good, and it wasn't good for most of the game, to be honest. Each side had the kind of odd break, but nothing was really able to get on the board until the 21st minute, and it was a maul. It was Ash Dixon who got on the board for that one, and it is that line-out set piece, which is such a weapon for them, made it 7 points to 0. On 24 minutes, though, they hit straight back to Samoa. Yona got a line break from a kick receipt. How he got that line break is just a good little bit of heads-up play from him, maybe a bit of poor defense from the Māori All Blacks, and yeah, he got the ball to Formai really looks the business. Like, he is bloody everywhere, that man. He goes over for the try. Good conversion to make it 7 points apiece. 10 minutes later, Jonah Lowe gets the next one for the Māori All Blacks. That one was a nice little slick chicken wing offload from Proctor. So yeah, they missed the conversion, but it's 12 points to 7. But 12 points to 7 after 33 minutes, I feel like that wasn't really going according to the script. The Samoan guys look a wee bit better having the extra week together, to be fair. 37 minutes, the bounce of the ball is probably all that stood between Jonah Lowe and getting a second try, although he would get one a bit later. And 39 minutes, Princep looks like he might have gone over for a try. Again, it's that line-out maul this time. They kind of try to fake the Samoan guys out by doing a no-jump line-out to Princep, who just catches the ball towards the front. They drive him over. The TMO has a look. It was interesting. Like, Mike Fraser's the referee, and I've only ever heard him called Mike. And when Fraser got on the horn to the TMO, he was like, "Yes, Michael," as if it was like his bloody teacher or something. It was bizarre. Never heard him called his full name, but yeah, he ended up giving a yellow card and penalty try, saying that Slade had collapsed the maul, because Princep indeed wasn't able to get it down, but Slade collapsing the maul was the difference there. So it's 19 points to 7. Commentary team and John Kerwin and whatnot halftime going bananas about the fact that it's a disgrace of a yellow card or whatever. What's a disgrace is Kerwin's Blues side back in the day, man. So yeah, anyway. Halftime stats: possession 51-49, territory 52-48. Line breaks 4-2 to the Māori All Blacks. Turnovers conceded 9-7, so a bit high from both sides. Run meters 235-177. So by no means was it like totally one-sided at all. Samoa was totally in that game, and then that penalty try kind of pushed it out a wee bit. Second half, the Māori All Blacks are still lacking a bit of that kind of clinical edge. They don't handle the kickoff well, and they're under all kinds of pressure from that phase. The Samoans go 10 phases. Alosio ends up being the recipient of like the 10th or 11th phase, and he reaches out to score. The pass behind the back from Fale Ali'i to give him that scoring opportunity was just class. Absolutely amazing. So all of a sudden it's 19-14, and that's during the yellow card period, man. So absolute credit to the Samoan guys there. That being said, Wainui did get on the board on 45 minutes. That one was a big cutout pass from Bryn Hall. Remember, they got the extra man, the Maori All Blacks, so they do nail that one. I think Otiri Black by that point has gone off. He looked injured, so Ioane does the goal kick in, and that makes it 26 points to 14. The yellow card is evened up. Stevenson gets a line break on 48 minutes. A nice little offload from Nankivell. And Nankivell, along with Formai, was kind of one of the star players of the evening. Wow, I'm just looking at the Tongan strip. They might be wearing yellow in this game. That's going to be interesting if that's the actual match jersey. Maybe it's just a warm-up jersey. I don't know. But, yeah, Formai is there again. He gets the kind of intercept that Stevenson tries to pass it after his line break. So, yeah, as I mentioned about Formai just being everywhere, disruptive and good ball in hand. 51 minutes, Samoa up for 3 points, but they missed that one, which was a bit of a momentum breaker, unfortunately. But they did go 15 phases on like 58 minutes. And this is the Māori All Blacks. And Lowe, eventually on the right wing, is the one who's able to convert. So, yeah, I mean, some slick play from the Māori All Blacks. That's probably the best they looked in the whole game. That's probably how they should have looked for the whole game. But it was like, Josh Dixon was busting it up. Good hands from like Fitu Douglas and whatnot. The guys were offloading. So that was like their best period of the entire game. And they managed to get the 5 points, but they missed the conversion. So 31-14. 63 minutes is another bit of referee involvement. Lowe, he's trying to dive over for his hat-trick try from a ruck like 1 meter out from the line. But he looks to have knocked it on clean. And when they go to the TMO to have a look, again, it's yes, Michael, what would you like? You can see as he's going to dot it down, the Samoan guy on the ground at the ruck, that was, forget his name, I did write it down, Mamea Lemalu, he hit Lowe's hands to make him drop the ball. And commentary team goes bonkers again, what's the state of the game and stuff. Bro, if you do that kind of stupid play, touching the ball carrier when you're on the ground at a ruck, you're putting your fate in the hands of the referee. Don't do that. Don't do that. Your mate's there about to smash the guy trying to go for the cheeky little try. Let him do that. I know it's so tempting, you can't resist it, but you put your fate in the hands of the referee, sometimes you're going to get burned. Between that situation, who do you blame? The referee, because he gives a penalty try, and a yellow card? Or the guy who did it? For me, it's the guy who did it in the first instance. He needs to... Anyway. What do we get from that? 38-14. Nankivell has to go off on 65 minutes. He makes a big run with one boot. He's lost his boot in the preceding play. He tries to step with one boot, and funnily enough, he slips over, and he gets absolutely clobbered in the head. And as they TMO this, I'm thinking, for the love of rugby, please don't let this even be a penalty, and it wasn't. The ref and the TMO make a good call. Nothing doing. He's low. The tackler is so low, and he's wrapping like he's doing a perfect tackle. But Nankivell's literally wearing one boot, and he just slipped over and hit into it. So thank goodness common sense prevailed on that one. 74 minutes, Slade had an on-field try from a Stacey Ely grubber. But they said that Slade had interfered with Bryn Hall in the build-up. So a lot of these decisions didn't go Samoa's way, admittedly. That's why I would also say the Māori All Blacks maybe should be feeling a little bit relieved. But as I said, like with that second yellow card, I don't think that one is that controversial. But to be fair, like the final 10 minutes, it was really Samoa turning the screws. They weren't giving up. They wanted to kind of, even the scoreboard up as much as they could. And eventually they got through it. They had a couple of advantages at the death. And eventually Tui Lomo from 1 meter out as a big man to stop. And the Māori All Blacks could not stop him. So 38 points to 21. Yeah, honestly, I think that's, given that it took 2 penalty tries from the Māori All Blacks. They had 20 minutes with an extra man and didn't really capitalize on it. I think they lost the 20 minutes of yellow cards overall. I think Samoa is looking in a pretty decent position for when they take on Tonga in their upcoming match. But yeah, 22 minutes until the next game, which is the All Blacks and Tonga, so I'm going to get ready for that one. You guys let me know your thoughts on this game. The crowd wasn't great, but it's the curtain raiser, so it will be interesting to see if there's a bigger crowd for the All Blacks against Tonga. I would assume yes. I think the crowd did seem to grow through the course of the game. But anyway, as I said, you guys let me know your thoughts on the game. If you did get this far through the video, feel free to drop the video a like if you did like it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.